Hi everybody, Tom here from Cycling Solutions. I'm here to talk to you today about servicing sealed bearings. So oftentimes people are misled in that a sealed bearing can't be serviced, that can only be replaced. You can simply take the seals off of a sealed bearing and flush it out and clean it up and then put new grease in it, and you have a serviceable unit that can be used for quite a while after a lot of people would have thrown it away. And the fact of the matter is, lengthening the lifespan of these bearings will save you money in the long run, and it'll also help clean things up on your bicycle. So here's what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to service one of these bearings. So these are 6902 bearings out of a typical full suspension rig. What I'm going to do is, you can see that one's really dirty and gunked. I'm going to take my favorite rusty razor blade, and I'm going to get underneath the edge of that rubber seal. Oh, there we go. Pull the edge back just like that. And I'm going to do that on both sides. All right, very nice. Then I'm going to clean up that seal, wipe the grease off of it and all the dirt and muck that's built up. Ooh, yeah, that looks much better. Do that on both sides. You can use degreaser on these if you'd like. Oftentimes just a good clean rag wiping it off is more than enough. When it comes to the bearing itself, though, you're going to have to get after it with some degreaser. I like Clean Streak. It doesn't leave a residue. You can use any of the citrus type. I mean, there's a variety of degreasers on the market. I use a toothbrush, preferably not your wife's or your daughter's toothbrush. So use an old one. People get bent out of shape when you use theirs. And I'll go ahead and clean this up really good, both sides really good. You can go through the wash tank with it if you've got such a device that you can clean up with. All right, get all the gunk out of there. Then I come back at it with some compressor. The air compressor will blow all that fluid out. It dries off that bearing really well. Once that thing's nice and dry, should spin fairly easy, but it shouldn't spin free. This bearing's probably worn out past the point where I would probably use it again, but for the sake of showing you guys how to service them, it's a perfect example. So once I get it all cleaned up, then I take a injectable style grease, so anything out of a grease gun or even the type that you can use that's an aerosol grease. Those are certainly adequate for this type of application. Putting a little bit between each ball bearing all the way around. I usually put the seal back on that side. There's a cat hair in it, which is always nice. If you're like me, cat hairs tend to get into everything. All right. So you put the seal back on that side, flip it over, and then more on the other side. For suspension bearings especially, I completely fill the void with grease. Since these bearings don't move a whole lot, they're only going to move about 10 degrees through their travel, so to speak. They need all the grease they can so that water takes longer to displace the grease. Once I get both seals back on, I give it a couple spins, I wipe it off, get it nice and clean on the outside as well. And then there's your clean sealed bearing ready for reinstallation on whatever it happens to be that you're working on. And you can do that on a variety of bearings, everything from headset bearings, bottom bracket bearings, suspension bearings, pedal bearings. There's really, as long as it's got a rubber seal that you can remove, you should be able to service that bearing without any issues at all. Thanks guys, have a great day.